This thing used to bug me, asking myself countless questions but failing to come up with possible answers, failing to comprehend, what could be the reason why Mayor Brenton Johnson, is constantly, prioritizing illegal immigrants more than the rightful residents of Chicago. And as I dive deep into the depth of that question, that's when I got to realize that all of this absurdity and ignorance is just a political move. If you're familiar with politics, you will get to realize or understand or clearly understand that this is this is not something that is taboo, but it's absolutely common in a political field. Like it's just another chess move. And as I've said on my previous videos, if you are an old subscriber to this channel, you will, like essentially recall that I once said that his future endeavors about the city of Chicago is not positive at all. Like he's plotting ticking bombs, silently so that, his future plans can, become a success. And, like by the look of things and the way things has transpired in the past, like you will get to realize that all of this is part of the plan. It's part of his plan. It's part of his strategy. This guy is literally creating an army of future voters, and that's precisely why he's creating, like favors for illegal immigrants. And that's why he's prioritizing illegal immigrants than, the rightful residents of Chicago. He's constantly prioritizing immigrants, illegal or not, so that they can, like vote for him in the near future. That's precisely why he's trying so much to, accommodate them and give them, five-star treatment. So much. It's because he's trying to act like Mother Teresa for them so that they can replicate the same energy. So all of this, essentially, all of this is like a strategy to him. I scratch your back, and in return, you scratch my back. But what's infuriating is that he's doing that at the cost of the Chicago residents. What's infuriating is that he's doing that at the expense of the Chicago residents, which is wrong. Because essentially, it's like he's using them as a sacrificial lamb, which is not right at all. This is complete inhuman of him. And just for that, he needs to step down. I mean, at this point, there's no possible way he can, essentially justify what he did. All of this absurdity and injustice that he did. So, in order for the Chicago residents to salvage this whole turmoil, uh, they need to vote this guy out of office. This procedure, it is called a um a recall election, whereby voters can essentially, like remove an elected official. So the Chicago residents need to, take necessary precautions, in order to save their city, from getting demolished by this, like vicious predator, which is Mayor Brendan Johnson. So guys, thank you for watching. My name is Johannes. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Cheers.